Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Jack Boichio here today, coming at you with a updated March 2021 Banlist deck profile, which you guys have probably been really waiting for. So big news flash! If you guys watch MKH40, the video he posted about a week ago, like last Monday, last Monday, about the third place DDD deck profile. That was actually my deck list. That was actually like my replay. Like that's my dueling book and stuff. That was from there's a really big Facebook tournament. I think they're the biggest Facebook tournament page for dueling book tournaments and online tournaments. This is their very first championship series they hosted, and I actually came third at a deck profile on that a while ago. And he shared if you've watched it, he shared I noticed there was in the comment section quite a few people that viewed my video that watched that, so that was pretty cool. I was pretty stoked that he shared that. He shared it really late, saying it was March 2021. I sent that to him back in January, so this is like back when Drytron was first a deck and stuff. But anyways, I was pretty stoked on that. Anyways, last night we had locals, biggest locals since COVID, and my brother and I actually went 2-0 undefeated every single round, and we played each other in the finals. He was playing Cubics, and he has a really good Cubic deck profile that he's going to give to you guys. That's actually insane. He actually beat me in 3. I thought it was going to take him, but it's a really good deck, and it's not to be hindered with. Anyways, besides that, I'll get into the deck profile right now. Just a big news update of what's going on. What I'm playing for the decks in the deck. I can show you. My deck profile is basically the same as the last one. I don't know if I said that already, but I'll just be going over reviewing your options, your open slots, in my opinion, for how you should play the Desires build. You got some open slots you can play with, and I can tell you what you can tech in, what I preferably tech in. It's all up to you what you want to play, like hand traps and whatnot, but I do have a couple tech options you can do. And my extra deck has changed up a little bit, and my side deck is a little bit different too. So without any further talking, I'll just get right into the deck profile. Last but not least, someone mentioned something about. I'll explain more theory behind why you should be playing DDD King Rage. Whatever, the jump promo card. It's a really good card. Someone recently asked me, they were just not sure why it was super good. To fully understand, you have to play it, because you're going to find yourself grabbing it a lot, and it's going to steal you so many games, and it's the best finisher, honestly. I'll get more into it when I hover over it in the deck profile, but I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. We'll get right into it. Alright guys, I'm coming at you with my DD deck profile, as I once said. So let's jump right into it, I guess. Enough explaining. So I'm gonna start off with the 3 of Kepler. This is your Stratos of the deck. You gotta play 3. Triple Swirl Slime. You gotta play 3. This is your fusion play. Triple Lamia, 3 standard. Necros are standard. I guess you could play 2 if you want to. I really don't recommend it, but yep. My personal opinion, Copernicus is standard. This is a Foolish Burial, and it's a body, which is really good in links. It's a pseudo combo piece, right? And Foolish is anything that you want, which is really good for a follow-up or a good top deck, right? So that's really good. Ooh. So we're playing triple Ragnarok. Ragnarok's really good right now. I think you should always play this at 3 in the Desires build. Ragnarok's skill effect's obviously really good, but its main effect is actually really good right now against any back row decks. You can just start special summoning a bunch of cards and climb into a Caliuga, right? This is actually that's really good, and you can banish their Golden Lore and stuff. Really good against Eldritch and stuff, right? So I recommend playing 3 of it. For the 1-ofs, DD Ghost, Apocalypse, and Orthros. There is one more 1-of, I'll get to that in a second. DD Ghost, really good. Pseudo Lamia, and if you open this up instead of Lamia, it's actually really good sometimes, because you can go into a Hulk and get Lamia, and then this fills your grave. You can still go basically full combo with the Ghost, and you're actually giving yourself more resources. And if you're going to banish it off an effect, like his effect for example, you're going to be able to recur more resources, right? This is really good right now because there's a lot of Eldritch and stuff running around, or like Subterror or whatnot. This is searchable, so I think you should really play this. And then this is your other one of this is mainly for your combo. It's also an extender. If you guys want to see like the combos, if you're not too familiar with the combos, I posted I'll link it in the description. But it's a couple videos down on my channel. I went through combo theory and stuff, so you should see how like the full combo works and stuff, or even YouTube's there for that. Everyone combos differently with DDD, but yeah. So the last one of DD King Rage, I think this is definitely standard in this deck. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but someone last night mentioned why they couldn't wrap their head around exactly why this card is super useful, and was wondering why you should play this. I think you really should play this because this card is insane. It's good against Bird Up too, because if they windlock you, this card can set scale and then you can normal summon a Ragnarok and get rid of their windlock, which comes up. But the main thing is with this is that it's just, you have to play it to fully understand how good this card is. This is one of those cards that you just have to play. It's your one card toolbox that just gives you access to anything. You actually don't ever use it to shut out like hand traps, like foreseeing like a Nibiru or something going first. You're usually using this going second to more so assure, like you're using that effect usually to stop them from using graveyard effects. It's also really good against Eldritch. If you can't kill them, then they just can't banish their stuff, right? And they also can't hand trap you. And then this gains half their life points, or this gains 4,000 or less, whichever their life points are at that point. So if they Solemn Judgment you, that's a freebie for you. You just drop this as long as they don't know what you're playing. Because if they know what you're playing, like my buddies can know, sometimes they can hold the Judgment, but if you put enough pressure, right? This card is just honestly the best toolbox card in the deck, and I think it is the best card in this deck. This is like your searchable one of that just wins you. This card wins me way too many games. You really should play this. It's highly priced right now for a reason. I think more people are starting to pick up that this card is actually really basically a mandatory card, and that now that we don't have call by at 3, so I think people are realizing that you have room for this, and now people that are playing it are realizing, wow, this card's like actually insane. So you need to play one of this. Do not sleep on this card. I think it's the best card in the whole deck, and gives it a lot more competitive access, and no one really knows what it does, right? So and then the last tech card is DD Crow. DD Crow is insane in this deck because, for one, I'm playing DD Crow because there's a lot of Eldritch at my locals, and DD Crow is really good against everything but Dragon Link, I'd say. Dragon Link is the best deck of the format, but not everyone's playing it. But it still hits them in a sense. You're going to want to go first against Dragon Link anyways. But this card is insane in this deck because it's a level 1, so it triggers with Where Art Thou. You can it's also a normal summon that you can use for your Link summons, for your combo. So it's searchable, it's dark for an alert, and then you can also just use it for, and you can just summon it to trigger a Where Art Thou, or you can just search it off Where Art Thou. Like, there's a lot of synergy, and this actually doesn't brick. It's almost as nice seeing this as a combo piece in your hand. It really works, and even if you draw 2, it's just like, okay, you can still go full combo sometimes and have like a follow-up of DD Crow. So yeah. Oh, sorry. What I was gonna say is that if you don't want to play DD Crow, this could be like a Call by the Grave, instant fusion for the hand trap to stop hand traps, Millennium Eyes, and a Into the Void if you're not gonna play hand traps. Or you can also play like any hand trap of choice. Like Phantasm is a really good choice right now if you're foreseeing a lot of Dragon Link at the tournament that you're about to go into, or whoever you're going to play against. It's also a dark, right, and helps you unbreak your hand. But the other big thing that you could also do is play the Nemesis package. You could play the Gamma package, but as well, like any hand trap, like I said. But you could also play the Nemesis package, so you could play like the 2 Pyro guys and the 1 Umbrella. It's really good in this deck because what you do is you recycle your banished cards back into the deck and special summon them. It's really good for going second to Link Climb into stuff. And it's really creative just to try out. I think you guys should try out the Nemesis build. The Nemesis package, it's just the 2 Pyros, like I said, and the 1 Umbrella. But yeah, it's whatever you guys want to play. This is kind of your open space here, so yeah. That's kind of what I'm just playing, especially geared towards the tournaments, but DD Crow's just good in general. I feel like it's really slept on. 3 gate, that's standard for the spells, and then Swamp King. Swamp King can play it at 2 depending on what you're playing in your extra deck. And this also can replace Swirl Slime for full combo sometimes, or just not full combo, even just to combo off. It's really good. Really good extender through Nibiru too. It's for draw power, going 3 Desires, 3 Allure, 1 Upstart, 7 draw power cards. Not playing Into the Void because we're playing DD Crow. Very consistent like this, very consistent. I didn't brick 4-round tournament yesterday. I actually ended up winning everything in 2 until I played my brother. And never bricked, just seeing good hands, so yeah, that was cool. I had like one awkward hand, but it still ended up being like almost full combo, so. So 3 Werf though, I think it's standard in this deck. You're also searching out hand traps. If you're siding Droll, which I am, this searches out Droll as well. Very oppressive card. You don't care about the 2,000 damage, because the whole goal of this deck is to just build your best board you possibly can and then just follow up with a kill. And 1 for 1 is your last one of. So that's 40 cards. Going on to the extra deck. Double Genghis, 1 big Genghis. You can. Someone mentioned why if you can just play 1. I really don't recommend you play 1. I recommend at least 2. Back in the old days, I played 3 in Master Rule 3. I liked 3 back in those days, but for now, this is fine. Don't play 1 because you're not always. I know you only use 1 Genghis occasionally, but it's terrible for follow up if you're only playing 1 because you're gonna go through these 2. If you have no fusion plays for your follow up, then you're giving yourself like a huge, like fusion summoning on your next turn, like summoning a Genghis can trigger a Ragnarok and trigger Genghis itself, trigger a bunch of cards to just special summon, right? And then it's another way to synchro summon, right? So you need to play 2. You can play 1 if you want, but like it's really not good for recursion purposes. And it's also if you get Nibiru'd, you can go into this again just to summon use Hulk, go into the summon Hulk and then bring out the level 2 and then you can summon Siegfried with the Hulk play. Synchros, 1 level 7 Alex. These are your boss monsters. Standard boss monsters for this build. I'm playing the build where, this is like the best way to play this build. I find you summon these 3 with your Gilgamesh and your Satellite Warrior play with your Hulk. This is mainly what you're trying to go for, but there is the tech I'm also playing is Shen. So you can also end on Shen depending on what you're playing against. Which Shen's actually good against like everything right now, so I put it back in my deck because it's good against everything right now, literally, and like very oppressive against everything. And then when you pair it with these and a Hulk play, which is also a target banish because of a Shen. It's really good and it recurs itself. It recycles back from graveyard. It's everything you'd want. So I put this back in my deck just because right now it's extremely good and VFD deck isn't in the format anymore, but Virtual World kind of is. So yeah, these are your 4 boss monsters. This card is like really, really good right now. Puts a ton of pressure against Eldritch and stuff. Dragon Link can't really play through it. Prank Kids can't play through it. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? So those are my Synchros boss monsters of choice. And the Satellite Warrior package, insane. This card, like, you win almost every time you summon this thing. So basically every time you summon that thing, unless you're in a rough spot. So your Link 2s, you're going Cross Sheep. These are your standard Link 2s. And then the last attack is Boral Sword. Boral Sword is the best Link in this deck. It's one of the best cards in the extra deck. I think it might be the best card in the extra deck. It's so easy to just Link climb going second and just literally kill your opponent. Especially if you pair it with I always forget his name, DD Rage. This card is just insane. I think you really need to play this card. You'll actually go into this card so many times, and this card just steals way too many games not to play. Boral Sword is amazing in this deck. Do not sleep on this card in this deck. Just give it a try. You'll understand. It's just crazy what you can do. Like I said, what you can actually do, like before you go into this, if you're going through your opponent and you don't want to get Nibiru'd, what you can do is once you have these and like your 4 guys out and you have a Lamia, and say you have 2 other guys, you can use this effect, tribute, declare whatever you want, like no hand traps, no graveyard effects. Lamia summons itself back out, you summon the Hulk, you use these 2 Hulk special summons a tuner, you use those 3 to make, sorry, I don't know where it just went, Boral Sword, and then you swing for game. It's insane, so you really need to play Boral Sword, I find. Up to you. It's like I said, this is personal preference. I find for me this is the exact build I'd like to play. Will not touch it at all right now. And then the last one, Duodon King Hellyiga. This was somewhat optional last format because VFD and Ben 10 Turbo was just running rampant. But this card right now is really good to out. There's a lot of Dragoon builds going around, a lot of back row decks. This is a blowout against a back row deck, especially if you pair Lancia against if you pair Lancia with this against Eldritch, you're just gonna win. This card's very oppressive, man. You need to play this format. So yeah. So that's it for the main deck. We're gonna go on to the side deck. Dark Ruler. Ruler is good against. You need it for Bird Up, Dragon Link. It comes in clutch sometimes too. Dinos, really good. Rogue, Shadal. When they schism you, you can activate Ruler. Don't want to deal with that. High impact hand traps. Lancia, Droll. Lancia is really good against a lot of things right now. Droll is good against literally everything right now. It's searchable in this deck as well. Very. Needless to say, you can take out your DD Crow. Like if you're gonna play against Dragon Link, you can just take DD Crow and put this in, or Phantasme if you want to play it. It's all up to you. Droll I think is the best card to play against Dragon Link. You can really slow him down and give you a really good advantage. Evenly, this is like the best card in the side deck. You'll drop this against a back row deck. Like I've dropped this against my buddy yesterday. He was playing Zoo Eldritch, and it just destroys back row decks if they don't have a judgment to follow up. You're just gonna play right through a bunch of people with this card. There's a lot of problems too. If you pair with the Dark Ruler as well, it's insane. Gets rid of the Buster Lock if they are playing it, right? So yeah. And then for the last three, Red Reboot, the Oppressive One-Ofs. And this is Dark Contract with Errors. So Errors is the one that's a turn on and off Royal Decree for the deck. I really recommend you guys play it because a trap deck, if you think about it, theoretically a trap deck is not going to follow up an OTK you unless they're playing Dragoon. Then they possibly will, but they're probably still going to try to control it. You can just flip this, and if they don't have an answer to that, you're just shutting off all their back row, and you're just going to be able to OTK them. Then all you have to deal with is their one monster, maybe. You know what I mean? This card is searchable. You really should play Dark Contract with Errors. I recommend you guys give it a shot, because there are no trap decks running, or there's a bunch of trap decks running around. So yeah. Anyways, that is the deck. Like I said, yesterday I played against Dragoon Eldritch, Zoo Eldritch, Dragoon Eldritch. What's the other deck? Ecclesia. Dogmatica. I played against Dogmatica. So all control decks, and then I played my brother in the finals. Everything before the finals was 2-0. That's just, and everyone's a good player. This is an OTS locals, so yeah, this build is really proving itself. I'm thinking about going to the extravaganza this weekend. We'll see how we do. It depends what I'm doing this weekend as well. Anyways, new mat. Hope you guys like that too. Not using the other one right now. Yeah, hope you guys like that. If you guys have anything you want to ask me, or I'm always open to questions. I'm always open to your observations. Yeah, I'm open to whatever. So I hope you guys like it. See you later.